Noise pollution is excessive as well as displeasing to both human and animal life. This aptly describes the situation here at the city center in Benin City. First is excessive blaring of horns by vehicles and motorcycles, most of which are fitted with louder horns than is required. Then are those retailing CDs who try to attract customers by the continuous blaring of their songs through box speakers. Then another group of booksellers calling on passers-by to patronize them, and even a more recent innovation from this photographer who is also calling for patronage. We counted 20 horn speakers in one street.
So, this is noise pollution, and it shouldn't go on. A lot of people have been complaining about it. Like, for example, now this is like a business center, we all understand, but this is also the center, like a center of the city. It's not proper.
When passengers try to escape the noise outside, they're confronted with them inside the commercial buses, which are fitted with large loudspeakers. And this converts the vehicles to moving disco halls.
It's very noisy. We find it difficult to control them. Even when you tell them to reduce the volume, they don't always agree. So it's just that we have nothing to do other than to say play along. It's not that I'm not finding it comfortable.
The medical director of the Uselu Psychiatric Hospital, Dr. Solomon Olutu, spoke on health implication of noise pollution.
Noise above a certain level damages the organ in the ear, what they call the cochlea. Noise constitutes one of the pollutions that people are talking about. They are pollution because they don't contribute meaningfully to anyone and to any productivity. So significant for physical health is partial and full deafness. Significance for mental health is once there is an impairment or a disability or a handicap, it creates a state of no state of psychological well-being.
The new permanent secretary of the Edo State Ministry of the Environment, Major Lawrence Lawyer, who is the former director of Edo State Environmental and Protection Unit, said several efforts to bring the act under control is yet to yield results.
I believe we're not an animal. If somebody corrects once, twice, thrice, I think we should be able to change our pattern of life. In that urban market you mentioned, if the enforcement team arrests, let's say they arrest about 8 persons, violators, I can tell you conveniently that out of that 8, 5 of them would have been an ex-convict and maybe being remanded 2, 3 times, 4 times. But the same people, I don't know whether they take joy in doing that. I'm not sure they have so much gain in going back to it. I don't just know. Maybe there's some hidden business that they are still doing that we've not been able to discover.
He, however, said they're tackling the various environmental menaces one after the other.
You can see the rates that have been decided for permits, whereby we were spread out, they are already well tabulated. So all this form of nuisance that is giving mental sickness to our people, we are already strategizing on how we're going to stop them. And I can assure you, just within a twinkle of an eye, maybe in a short while, we'll definitely solve all these environmental nuisance. Stop it.
The MD of the Uselu Psychiatric Hospital, however, said a more lasting solution is to create jobs.
I would recommend regulation and control. And before then, we'll try and see how social trust in governance, good governance, can bring about change in the unemployment world. People are doing things by all means to survive, and that's why there's a competition to be heard.
While the debate lasts, it is expected that the agencies concerned act swiftly to remedy the situation in the public places in Benin City.